a victory here keeps them alive in this bracket to hopefully go one step further than what they did last week in the group stage, when they were able to make it out of groups in that second stage group position, in that second place group position. But to go even further than that and make it into the playoffs is probably very likely for them. I feel like, you know, their performances in recent tournaments, you know, their top 4 placing in the Winners' League, for example, is one of the highlights of their time together so far. And CR4ZY looking to continue to build upon what they have established here. The knife round will go the way of HONORIS. They will choose the CT side. CR4ZY will be up for a T side beginning here, Dwayne. I'm just going to go for predictions, but I think I know roughly what you're going to be saying. Who are you with? What's the series scoreline?
Yeah, look, I'm going 2-0 here for the CR4ZY side. I certainly think the train can be interesting, but considering the fact I've seen a couple of demos from CR4ZY on train, they, I would say, can put up a competent scoreline on both of these maps. And for HONORIS, it's really got to come down to the individuals of Ryko to step up. I mean, you even look at those odds over in our fantastic betting partners of LootBet, 1.44 over for CR4ZY. And, well, that's a little bit one-sided, but if you do want to get involved in those odds, you can check out LootBet's links in the Twitch panels below. Jay, jumping into Mirage, you've got to think that HONORIS have got to get off to a good start, and well, that's not the opening that they're looking for.
Well, Sensei dropping Stomp, that's going to be at least a start for CR4ZY, and certainly the opening that they were looking for here. Yeah. Decoy is up to try to throw off the T side for a moment, but nothing is going to come out as of this moment. Psycho just taking face, and there's very little coming out of the CT aggression. You've just got Prism there to the apartments. Hoping for crazy contact, but it's very passive and careful from the T side.
But this is very damn slow. They're really slowing it down once they found the opening pick. Trying to play a little bit of mind games at the moment of the HONORIS side, seeing if they can bait out any kind of rotations. Just that single lurk out from Psycho to the Palace position. But setting themselves up for some arch smokes at this B bomb site, you'd have to say that this is going to be a commitment. Another great shot coming out with a P250.
Prism down 5-on-3, as you mentioned. Yes, rotations coming in. Neo's going to hear these footsteps, and Taz will be the main contact player. Rotations coming in from Ryko, going to try to support him. DemQ jump faces, takes one down. CR4ZY is already in the sniper's nest to deal with the rotator. And Psycho will get Neo, the only player to get a frag for the CT side. Toxic, only casualty sustained by CR4ZY, and a confident pistol to start.
And you don't normally see more than one P250 being upgraded in the pistol round, especially on the T side of Mirage, but it works out really nicely for CR4ZY. They're able to take a little bit longer gun range fights, and, well, they just get some really fantastic headshots. They get that 5-on-3, they fake their presence to the arch smokes over to that B bomb side, wrap their way into A, and, well, HONORIS, they really don't even put up a fight there. Some really great entries coming up, and you've got to think for CR4ZY, that's the perfect start that they're looking for.
Yeah, beautiful, confident, and HONORIS down to the force by so early on to the Deagles and the pistols and the scout in for Stomp. MAC-10s, well, one of them is going to get taken out very early on by Neo at least, so that's something gained by HONORIS. 4-on-4 situation. Trays do come back to Sensei, carefully placed in from Taz, aggressing against Psycho, seeing the man, unable to take him down. Psycho gets Prism instead on the short control. CR4ZY is getting his $600 frag on Ryko next up. 51 points of HP. He could end up falling down to the Deagle of Taz, especially as he lines up the kill on the bomb planter, but no further than that. CR4ZY will trade 2K to his name. Scout of Neo in a 1 versus 3. The plant should be secured here by Sensei. And Scout could get the low HP player, but unable to do even that. Sensei will shut him down with a simple headshot on his AK. 2-0 for CR4ZY.
A good start coming out for the T side. CR4ZY looking pretty comfortable, to say the least, on Mirage so far. And HONORIS, with the force buy coming in that last round, will mean that we shouldn't really see any upgrades. Maybe a couple of bits of utilities and P250s here or there to back up the buy. CR4ZY. Think if they can maybe get that MAC-10 out from CR4ZY, see if he's able to farm up a little bit of money, considering the fact that they know they're only going to be up against a very light eco.
Intermediate utility for Taz and Neo, stacking to the A bomb site though, so the full-blown rush out from the ramp position would be ill-advised. Galil for DemQ tapping his way on. CR4ZY is going to make his way up with a MAC-10. Get Prism for a start. Taz will trade that, but Neo falls on the bomb site. Therefore, it's a free and open bomb plant. Psycho blind on Ryko. Taz will fall towards Toxic next up. Blind taps again to connect this player. It's all left to stomp in a 1-on-4, and Demq rounds that corner, gets the spray, gets his $600 kill. 3-0 for the crazy camp, and a start going well for the T side. HONORIS back on the buy though, and they can afford the AWP.
And well, there it is, straight away, Stomp getting that AWP out. And really, you've got to think for this HONORIS side, with Sensei being such a strong AWPer for Crazy, it's got to be Stomp being able to put up a good performance. He's really got to be able to be the rock of this team and find some opening picks on this CT side. We'll have to see whether he takes that AWP out towards mid. Looks like that is going to be the play. And for Crazy, one thing to certainly keep an eye on for this T side of Mirage, not a lot of fast plays from them. They really like to slow down the clock, use those defaults to get individuals finding those opening picks. And where they're at the deadliest, Jay, is when they go for the site executions.
Not even going to be an execution set, it's just going to be straight up out. Toxic, first frag. The AWP is Sensei firing away, knowing that Taz is somewhere back there at the ticket booth. Neo from Connector gets Toxic down for a quick frag. Taz still waiting, ready for someone to try for the plant. He's back behind the danger box, not in front of it, not towards the CT spawn. Shots from Sensei continue to try and land these wall bangs. They can't quite get the kills. Neo does find a man advantage again, so working out of the shore control, doing a pretty decent job, and he's got a beat on the CR4ZY next up. Into the smoke. Will he catch the man? No, he won't. Finally a trade back to shut down their big thorn in the side. 3-on-3 as Prism makes his way out. Leg shot on Sensei. 13 HP. He's got to get out of dodge. And Psycho with the Gillo. I think he's been spotted there by Prism. Didn't take the shot, but CR4ZY is still there on shore to try and deny here. Facing in Prism. Takes him down. Psycho with a trade. Prism with a trade right back. But
no time.
They've done enough on the T side. No time for the defuse. It will be a fourth on the board for Crazy.
And what surprised me the most there, Jay, is how slow HONORIS were in that retake, considering that they didn't have a kit to actually get onto the side. Normally, if you don't have a kit on the players you're working with, then you want to try and get a bit of a move on. You want to see if you can get in there pretty quickly. And, well, Crazy going into the first gun round of the game, it was just a walkout to that A bomb site. It was very simple stuff. They, like you said, it wasn't an execution. It was just a slow walkout.
Does cost them 4 players there for Crazy, but does secure the round, and the buyback from HONORIS will be looking like a much weaker economy state. CR4ZY trying to wrap around the corner here into the top mid stack. Neo gets his back up in Sensei though, so the opening frag again goes the way of HONORIS, trying to see if they can continue the firefight, but they actually opt to back out and they control here.
And look, they're holding on to that man advantage. They don't need to keep fighting. They don't need to keep aggressing and kind of give up an opportunity for a 4-on-4 and an even playing field to come out. They're holding on to the advantage. They're falling back and playing a little bit more passive on the side. But the problem here with this round for HONORIS is they've hardly got any utility. They've got a single flash onto Ryko, and that is going to be it for HONORIS. So it's got to be some very nice, dry defensive peaks from them.
Smoke down here from the mid position onto Connector. Won't smoke off Ryko. He can get himself back up to the stairs and try and defend against the oncoming ramp push. Continue to hold Connector though as the CTs down to jungle and CT spawn to be ready to see them coming out. Good orb shot from Stomp. Sword 2 gets 1. Ooh. Is going to get wallbanged back by CR4ZY though, knowing roughly where he was and sprayed through for it. Taz responds to the bomb plant though. Toxic dropping that one in the open to a 4-on-2 situation. Damage has been done and Taz will end up falling. Spray back from Ryko. And Psycho to respond. He's the last man left though. 15 seconds to get the bomb plant. He'll plant close for danger. Open for CT. Taking damage again from the Connector position, but eventually goes and secures that plant.
1 versus 2 coming out from Psycho. Spots out the player towards the stairs position, but it's going to be Prism strafing around the triple box that takes him down. And for HONORIS, all it really comes down to there is they were kept holding on to the advantage. Whether it was a 5-on-3, it was a 5-on-4 or a 4-on-3, they kept holding on to that man advantage. And in the end, they just play the numbers game. Really great crossfires being set. And for Crazy, well, it seems like finally there's been a thorn in their works.
There you go, first on the board for HONORIS. Defensive posted up well enough there on the retake. Psycho doing well enough to keep the trades going and trying his best to contest the round there for the Crazy Cam. But with that victory, HONORIS are in the double orbs immediately here. Buyback in Knowing that CR4ZY's money is also going to be relatively low. Rifles on rifles in the breaking point round, it feels like here. And CR4ZY feel that breaking as well. They are once again going hyper passive. They establish themselves in the apartments down underpass towards top mid and in the palace area, but they're not going to set themselves up to aggressive mid control, not up to connect and not up to short, and certainly not out to the apartments into the truck position.
It certainly is very slow from this CR4ZY side. And for HONORIS, they haven't really got any information at the moment. They've got a couple of players around connector, Prism out towards short, and they're kind of checking these sight lines, but they haven't seen anything yet. So really, they're in the dark. They need to just keep holding these angles, wait until any kind of presence comes up. Neo's actually pushed very aggressively in the apartments. Now, if he goes down, it's going to make it really awkward and could potentially force some rotates out to the B bomb side. And CR4ZY finally starting to take this mid control, and the slow passiveness, it works to find the opener, but Neo's going to turn it back into a 4-on-4.
Aggressing Toxic at his back turn. He thought he was safe. He most certainly was not. That's the apartments now, taken away from the T side. 30 seconds to the hit. Good flash in against Raiko. Fully blind as Psycho rounds that corner. And the flash in as Sensei drops another kill with the AWP. 4-on-2. Neo can strike back, but it's him and Stomp with their big green guns trying to deny as much as they can against CR4ZY. The orb scoped in. Sensei will still get out with a bomb plant and take a leg shot. No kill for Neo. Knows that he's low. Peek in from Demku instead will save his bacon. And Stomp left alone. 1 versus 3. He's found that trade. Sees the shoulder as Psycho takes it down. Bomb still out in the open, and Sensei just trying to scope in, trying to take out Stomp. The flashbang should keep him blind for a moment. Scope out from Sensei is still locked on though, and Stomp had no idea. 5 on the board of CR4ZY, a big round to find.
And I tell you what, the flashes are exceptional at the moment for CR4ZY. The way they get themselves into positions, they slow it right down. One of the slowest T-sided Mirage teams I've seen in quite some time. And they establish the mid-control, what, in that round, 40, 50 seconds on the clock? They try and make their way up through connector. And HONORIS, every time they're trying to take a fight, they're just completely blind. CR4ZY holding on to that utility, and great utility usage. HONORIS off to a bit of a slow start, and it looks like it's going to continue as Psycho rips apart the play towards underpass.
At 5-on-3 immediately down to the efforts of one man. And on an eco, it's not too far out of the ordinary to expect that sort of thing. But obviously, a little bit of resistance from HONORIS would be nice. A 5-7 around this corner of Prism could take out Toxic. He's waiting and baiting for the T's to round this corner. First man up, taps through. Psycho takes him down. Toxic becoming the sponge of the damage and the HP numbers. 3 kills to Psycho all in all, so it's been an easy bomb plant, an easy 6th for CR4ZY. Not really much that HONORIS can do about this. They just have to kind of concede it, possibly save the scout, maybe push it in to get some exit frags and do some damage to the economy bases. If they can get Toxic to fall, then that's going to do a number of its own right.
And I'm looking at the setup from HONORIS, and we've seen a little bit of aggression, you know, Neo out towards the apartments with that AWP, the connector play coming out for the CT side, but considering how passive CR4ZY are on the T side, I'd like to see some further aggression, you know, taking that apps control, maybe going for like a triple mid setup and seeing if you can just force CR4ZY even further back, because for HONORIS, it seems like they're just playing very passive in the site at the moment, Jay.
Won't get them much, and you yourself won't get much unless you go to hellcase.com and use the codes MaltaV, MaltaV15 for your free money and free 15% refill bonuses, of course, to get some sick skins and open some sick cases. It's hellcase.com, our official case partner here for Malta Vibes. AWP on Sensei and Stomp, going to take the challenge here towards the ramp position, and Stomp gets the unlikely headshot for the CT side. Big way for HONORIS to open up, and you know, CR4ZY taking a slight bit of aggression. They're going to get shut down for it. Go for the mid control, but again, that's also passive.
Great response coming out from Toxic. What a great opening coming out from Stomp, landing a beautiful AWP shot on towards T ramp of where Sensei is. And this is what I'm talking about, the aggression. Taz working around the edge of this smoke. Now he's at least gained some ramp control. HONORIS starting to change up a little bit with this aggression. But Taz at the moment, he is alone, gets spotted off. Now he's got a choice here. Does he continue forward or does he fall back?
To stay exactly where he is here. Smoke down from Taz. Seeing Hearing utility, hearing footsteps for certain. Ryko's there to back up his man. Smoke to go forward as Taz pushes forward of his own right. Stomp goes dropping, so does Ryko. And Taz left alone, dealt with by Psycho. All left to Neo. And this will be a 7th for the crazy board HONORIS. Well, the decimation does come through in the end. It didn't quite come up so early, but it has come to fruition nonetheless.
Well, should we go and wrap up for a quick tea break, Jay? I mean, this is looking pretty rough for the HONORIS side, to say the least. Like, they're finding opening picks. They're finding opening advantages, but they're just not holding on to it. We saw immediately that 5-on-4 comes off with a great AWP shot from with Stomp, and then Toxic, he just finds a 4-on-4 within, what, 7, 8, 9 seconds? It's way too quick.
I mean, some more tea would be fantastic right now, Dwayne.
Always.
I'm considering you a tea break in the middle of halftime at least. Because honestly, like, I think HONORIS need a tea break. This one's going about as well as it has done in the past. Crazy. I mean, these two teams have never faced off against each other, but Crazy sort of posting up the expected results here. And the half by Eco more here for HONORIS around the saved M4. AWP up against Taz first. Psycho takes damage, does not get killed. Serger's also taking a bit of HP on the early A face. And the utility out towards the B bomb site, seeing Toxic get aggressive. Prism going down. 5-on-3 situation, and this one's going about as well as it seems to go all the time here. 2 players left. Neo next casualty, Stomp and Ryko. Both out towards the CT entrances over at the market doorway. And DemQ taking a bit of damage. May end up going down. Indeed, he does actually. Good shot from Stomp. But not enough to set up a retake here.
Ryko tries to pick up that M4, but straight away Psycho rounds the corner. And I want to take you back, Jay, to that best of one that we had earlier on, where Crazy were up against AGF, where they had that 9-3 lead on the T side. When they get momentum on T, they fire up. They look so damn sharp. They get a lot of confidence just to go for one-on-one angels and just wide swing angles. And that's really what we're seeing at Mirage at the moment. They're playing with a lot of confidence and they're looking really great.
It's all looking Gucci for Crazy. HONORIS just going to continue to struggle, it seems. I just don't even know where else you can go from here. Like, you know, the double up setup's back out again for Stomp and Neo. At least they get that opening kill there towards the short play. Stomp going to continue to hold on to control. But again, how many times have HONORIS got these first picks and then Crazy have traded it back?
It's happened a lot, and Stomp, he's done a really great job finding that opening pick. They just need to make sure that they're not opening up another opportunity for a response to come through. Mid control, at least in round number 10, coming out a bit quicker than it normally has in the past for Crazy. Now, interested to see how they're going to be able to try and fight their way back, because no one on the T side is really in a position to find a trade, considering how far away from the CT side they are at the moment.
55 seconds to the clock. Flashes on Toxic. We continue moving forward here. Flashes in as the M4s, the AKs make their way up near one towards Psycho. Taz drops one and gets Sensei as well. So DemQ suddenly last man standing here. 1 versus 3. No, just about evading death by Stomp. And they've got the cross locked up in the open though, and it looks like HONORIS will be able to secure their second. So Crazy unable to repeat the same level of recovery as they did in the previous rounds, losing those opening frags. Neo on bomb site and Taz in particular here towards jungle area, really costing the round.
Taz did a really great job there, being able to find a crucial couple of kills in that 3-on-3, and from there, for Crazy, it's just the numbers games. They're in a 1-on-3, and for HONORIS, they know where he is. It's just all too difficult. and running the double orbs being picked up from the last round. Now, we've seen them run these double orbs before. Neo's found a little bit of impact with his orb. We'll have to wait and see if he's able to follow up. This time around, it's a lot quicker on the presence. Look how fast they are out towards mid. I'm not sure if HONORIS is going to be ready for how quick the commitment is.
Oh, look at that gap at the smoke. Flash in, supports. Taz does do the damage, though. CR4ZY is going to try find the kill against him. He does catch a bit of a shoulder pixel. Demq follows up on Ryko as Prism comes in. If I'm sure he'll get a trade. Stomp with his orb back over at Palace. Can't catch anything as they cross to the bomb site. Stomp's going to go falling. Now it's all left to Prism and Neo. 2 versus 4. Orb towards CT. Toxic might give up his life here if he's not careful. Orb rounds it. Toxic should be seen first. He flicked back on towards Demq, but Toxic swings out to deny anything else from the Orb up. Prism left out to the B-bomb site, has got to save his weapon. As CR4ZY continue with the 9th.
Okay, that's a very good response coming out from CR4ZY. And for HONORIS, it seemed like even with the connector phase that they were ready for a little bit of a faster of a mid play, but they're just so out of position. And the fact that Stomp, he gets in a great position. He gets himself aggressive into Palace. He can't be missing shots like that. Yes, it was a difficult shot to make, but when you've got CR4ZY popping off individually like they are at the moment, you can't afford to miss shots. Psycho, the in-game leader, is up 16 kills to 5 deaths. That's an in-game leader.
The tactical pause for HONORIS to think how they're going to shut him and the rest of his team down. And I mean, you know, even though it is double the top frag counts of Toxic and CR4ZY, those numbers are still outperforming the majority of the fraggers here for HONORIS. On the contrary to those 16 frags, Ryko on 1, Prism on 4, Taz on 5, Stomp on 7. Neo's doing all right. He's got 10 kills. But even so, all those numbers just pale in comparison to what CR4ZY are doing on average and on max, and on minimum for that matter. HONORIS. Well, pound for pound, they are looking at the weaker team. One more buy to get back into round 12, but CR4ZY just won the last round to shut down the economy state. Goes back to max loss bonus, of course, for the CT camp. And then from there, continue to force eco.
And I would even consider Ryko to be probably HONORIS' best player. He's very consistent. He puts up some very good numbers for this team. And the fact that he's only on 1 kill so far in Mirage is really a bad sign for HONORIS in this best of 3. They rely on him a lot. And even going into round number 12, you said, you know, the buy coming in, the force coming up. Look at the utility again. So many of these rounds from HONORIS, they've had hardly any utility past the 1 minute clock.
Round over to the A-bomb site will look to come through. And nice nade on Demq. Taking him to 63 HP. Psycho hearing the players up connecting. He's seen Taz. Taz checks it. He takes a fight. Neither player wins it. Neither player takes damage. Ryko with the M4 waiting for Toxic, seeing a player up towards Palace. The info should be called out. The flashbang gonna try get evaded. Toxic is gonna line up only 1 kill. Taz responds with 1, runs out of ammo on the second, and CR4ZY takes him down with 3 versus 3. A backstab coming in from Neo. CR4ZY does the bomb on his back. This could be a massive, massive play here. CR4ZY turns around but couldn't get the headshot. Neo shuts him down and falls back out of ramp. Prism now going to rotate out as Stomp goes falling. He's going to pop open the scaffolding. Psycho knows where he is. 2 on 2. Takes the fight. Wins it out. Neo. Last thing left. 13 seconds. Going to check on the bomb. So long as he finds that out, he'll be able to hold the round. But they line up in a very awkward position for the spray. And CR4ZY will just recover the 10th.
Oh, and that backstab was a gift. It was an absolute gift, Jay. Neo was behind them all. And he drops that bomb. He does so much work, but they still can't win out the round. And they don't even have enough money to go for the force buy investment. It's going to be a half buy. It's going to be a light half buy round. Oh my goodness. CR4ZY really showing us the goods at the moment. And HONORIS have just not been able to put up a decent fight so far. Yes, you can make the point that it isn't their map, but they have just not even looked like they're playing on the same level at the moment.
So it was the big fear when you see HONORIS take a team on like this. Unfortunately, CR4ZY looking good today. Contrasting previous results with much better performances, and now against HONORIS, they're going to carry that performance into this first map. Continue to look on for a good, confident Mirage, potentially even more after the fact. Prism going to try to deny what he can, but Demq and Sensei will deal with him. And Ryko, Stomp, and Taz, last two players for the CT side in this round. Bomb will be secured. And this retake on two Deagles will look, well, I mean, it doesn't even look like it's going to come through here. They're so tentative in the mid position. They don't look like they want to challenge this at all. It's crazy spread out, go for the hunt. They don't look to concede any of the weapons here. Tom just gathering that one scout and leaving it be.
HONORIS, kind of surprised that they're not really looking for extra kills at this point. I mean, I guess you could make the fact that, well, they're not really going to hurt the economy for the T side, even if they take players down, but it's still an opportunity for you to potentially cover an AK. But they're just quite happy to play pretty passive and bring that scout and that deagle into the following round. And you've got to think for HONORIS, go back to the double orbs. It at least has found some success. And I hope that they bring it out in round 14. Looks like it's, well, not going to happen.
And buy up. Rifles in for both sides. AWP in for Stomp to see if he can try hold that opening kill towards mid. You can see him out of connector. Look at Toxic downstairs with the Tech 9. The first shot from Stomp missing, unable to connect the frag. And just backing off passive here as Crazy take the mid control again. Bit more overly aggressive, or a bit more aggressive, I should say, in general compared to previous rounds. But not so much as to lose an opening pick, neither gain one from the CT camp.
HONORIS playing a little bit scared at the moment and towards mid. There are a lot of players there, but they're not really looking to take any fights at the moment. Ooh, Sensei, good opening coming up. At least it's a one-on-one trade out for HONORIS, but for Crazy, they now know the information of how many players are out towards mid.
Psycho's going to get Taz as well to further respond and gain man advantage. A is completely open from here. If they rotate the long way back around into the outside of the apartments and back through the ramp position, then they're going to have a free bomb plant. Be careful about this for Toxic. Sensei is the man with the explosive device, and he is joined onto Demq over to the ramp push now. 40 seconds to the clock, and they've established Stomp's position. The solo holder of the A bomb site with the AWP in check. Smokes will come out for a fake here towards the B site, and that actually will force the AWP to rotate back as well. Utility coming in, but no T site presence being shown now. The flashes come over. Psycho's going to make some noise, and again, that draws the hesitation from Stomp, but he focuses back on the A site. All he has to do is drop Sensei. If he does that, that'll be good enough. Demq plays sacrifice, and he gets a leg shot onto Sensei. So he's allowed to cross bomb plant. 3v3 retake coming up.
This is a good retake potential coming up from HONORIS. A couple of plays incredibly low for the Crazy camp. And it all just comes down to timing, the overextension out from the AWPer, and now Neo's been able to capitalize and bring that man advantage. He can either try and stick that defuse and get the defensive to back him up. Great holds coming up, and Psycho, last one left, he gets taken down. Another round for the HONORIS side. They found it difficult to win these rounds. They have been able to put 3 on the CT side. And you've got to think that Stomp may have been able to deny that round from getting that AWP kill rather than the tag.
Well, I mean, the real hero of the round there was Prism, perfectly timed onto the Pal's position, standing by and waiting for a player to swing as the diffuser was being stuck from the default position. Ends up being a 3rd round for HONORIS thanks to his double kills. And yeah, Crazy not in the best of post-plant positions. They were kind of pressed for time, and of course pressed for the issue in terms of the HP as well. So even though it wasn't a kill from Stomp on that cross, it's still going to end up being a tag that set themselves up for the round. There's Neo with his AWP to strike first in connector. Again, peek down towards mid, dropping Psycho, starting things off on the right foot for HONORIS.
A good opening coming out for the Polish side, and they're actually both the AWPs, at least in the early round, quite aggressive out towards mid, and now Stomp's going to find a pick from short. And you've got to think from Crazy, this is going to be really difficult to bring it back. Only 3 players, and they're just going to group up and potentially just hit this B bomb site.
So 60 seconds. Toxic with the AK looking on. Now towards short. Bags turn to Prism though. Now 2 players, they're standing as Prism gets a double, trying to look for the triple. Sensei will chime in and Neo will be able to respond to it. So HONORIS finally looking confident towards the end of the half, but 11-4, they really let Crazy get away with their own control and they played their own game to perfection. Going into the T side is where things may end up getting difficult for HONORIS. They have a much worse T side by comparison to CT side. Of course, Crazy having a better CT side of their own stats, so this already looks like from the outset it may end up being a Crazy win.
It's certainly looking that they can continue that momentum going forward and getting to 16 rounds pretty quickly. You've got to think for HONORIS, this pistol round is so vital. It is absolutely vital for their survival in this first map of Mirage. And Crazy buying up a couple of players in terms of util, DemQ and Toxic, and okay, those sound effects from Jay's mouth just say it all about those odds.
Oh, that's painful. Oh god. I physically just felt a pit in my stomach just by watching that. The odds are against HONORIS, the chances are stacked against them. Crazy on defense, and they do overwhelm the first and the second stomp. 2 good picks on Psycho and Sergers. They're actually going to make their way into the A bomb site, so Pit's not necessarily there for HONORIS. They're going to be able to get control, potentially set up a chance for a comeback.
And in this 4-on-3, they're in a really great position. They've taken the CT control. Neo's out towards ramp, so the only position the CTs can come from is either connector or jungle. And from here, they can just play the passive game. They can fall back, make sure they're picking on each other's contacts. And Crazy, with a little bit of utility on DemQ and Toxic, they go, you know what? You can have it. We are out of here. We do not want anything to do with this retake. And that was quick. That was fast from HONORIS. And Stomp got a fantastic couple of opening kills.
Oh, Stomp certainly coming back into his own here to try and secure something for his side. HONORIS are back in control for the moment. Of course, we did see a very confident stance from HONORIS on their pistol in the beginning of the map up, and of course Crazy were able to turn it around. But I wonder if they'll be able to do so in the second round. A bit too late to recover the pistol, but certainly good enough to do even worse to the economy state of the HONORIS camp. Orps out looking down for Sensei, not able to get a first shot connecting to the likes of Stomp, who's now playing entry frag role here for HONORIS. They're trying to bolster him to become the main man that carries them out of this deficit.
He's certainly been fragging, I would say, one of the best at the moment for HONORIS, beside Neo. And taking this mid control. Crazy not really putting too much presence out towards mid. We saw Psycho playing around this window and Topcon connector. But for the most part, this is free range for HONORIS. Where do they go for it? There is a 3-man stack over here at that A bomb site. They're actually backing off from this mid control that they'd established.
I mean, Crazy when they had the mid control, even if they lost players, they kept it. Able to utilize it into some sort of a fake or otherwise split into a bomb site. This time, HONORIS are going to go set themselves up for the A set. Flash is going over, no smokes down. Serger's going to have to hide back towards Dark as his teammate in Sensei is first to fall here. Raiko down to 1 HP, could be traded. Serger's playing carefully around the ladder position here on Dark, and he ends up going down to Taz in the end. DemQ does strike on 1 player, not quite able to focus on a second, so Toxic left alone here. On shore, hoping for someone to cross out the danger box. Firing away, can't get the kill, and therefore forced to save his helmet in Kevlar.
And this is looking pretty good for the HONORIS side. A great follow-up round. It was very slow, it was very methodical. Maybe a bit of question marks in kind of their strategy in taking that mid control, then leaving it and only leaving Neo towards top mid, and they use that utility into that A bomb site. And you've got to think that I'm not sure if that kind of a round would work again against a rifle round. Worked very nicely against the pistols. They were able to isolate a lot of those CTs to that A bomb site. A couple of players go down, or at least Taz goes down, and Raiko's incredibly low, but it is 4 players staying alive for the HONORIS side. Could this be the comeback, Jay? It would certainly be a long road ahead.
Well, it's the start of a comeback. I'll say that. That is absolutely true. This is the start of the comeback. The question is, will it continue on? As you mentioned, a very long road ahead for the HONORIS side. Therefore, really going to contextualize whether or not this will be the start of the comeback. It was the start of something here, and again, a survival couple of rounds to ensure that Crazy don't start getting themselves on victory row. Pistol and conversions going their way, but it's the rifles that is where Crazy will really step things up. That's when they were able to really take control against HONORIS. Breaking the rifles out, losing those first picks and trading them so effectively there with the AKs. And with the M4 to try and replicate the same sort of results. For now, there is Eco with those players that fell down, just basically having the basic pistols. The P250 out for Sensei being the main weapon to go with. The T's are going to walk into the majority A play.
One thing you'll notice from HONORIS a lot is that they go for a lot of set pieces after taking defaults rather than kind of spreading out and continue defaulting to find opening picks. Starting things off, DemQ actually finds an opener with that USP, and this is actually a fate to the A bomb side. They've got a player in towards, or getting their player in towards window room. They're now going to split into the B bomb side.
Riker going to be potentially the backstabbing element or rotation cutoff here for the T's. Riker with his USP out, coming down to timing. Riker's not checking it. Tap through. Oh no! Why would you walk forward when you can have 2 taps easy? And Neo will follow suit on Toxic to go for a 4 versus 3 now. B site open, bomb plant secured. Mistakes were made on the Crazy side.
That's a little bit unfortunate. I can just imagine, you know, slamming the fists on the desk, you know, keyboard shattering apart. But for Raiko, he gets a little bit lucky there. Not so much for Neo. This is actually some pretty good damage.
And get a 3rd player to fall. I mean, already they've done quite a significant amount. Look at Raku. He's going to make his way out from short first. Stomp challenging on the Mac 10. Burst through. P250. Raiko next. He's down. Next player up towards the ladder room. And Sensei looking for that headshot. If he gets them down, if he drops them, oh, the jump face. Gonna grab the AK and escape. Oh, he gets the 4th frag as well. That's damage done. Good sequencing there from Sensei. And again, 4 players to reinvest. That might force the issue on the HONORIS economy.
I love how that's the
Why
replay.
was that a replay? Why do we have to embarrass the kid a little bit more, man?
Oh my goodness. Around, like you said, the main weapons are P250. They had 4 USPs, a P250. They get away with 4 kills and an AK-47. Now, I would say that's a pretty successful round.
No, absolutely. I would agree with that. I think most people would. Damage with a lack of equipment. Well played, and the AK's coming out. Fast play coming out from the team. No one's checking. Dark Taz does spray through, does no damage to the second man. Prism trades it to a 4 versus 4, and the CTs are now mostly suppressed. Psycho and Connector outside of it. Gonna see Raiko with the bomb and get taken out by the AK. The AWP Sensei turns back to a 3 versus 3. Also tanked up of his own right, and DemQ will fall towards Neo in the Connector position. Toxic on short, gets us back to evens again. Takes down Raiko in the midst of the smoke, and now Stomp, last man standing with the orb. Now no scopes in, deals with Toxic to 1-on-1 now. Sensei, the last player left in from jungle, and Stomp reads it for the moment. He's checking out his angles though, checking his options. Gonna aggress a little bit, but needs to get this bomb down. It all comes out to this kill. He'll see the gun barrel first. Not quite. Sensei's ready for this. And he gets the frag. No scope required, and 12 to the board of Crazy.
Oh, I was thinking for sure he was going to check the angle. He was so slow moving around. And the only angle he doesn't check. Oh, that's unfortunate. That is absolutely unfortunate. And that round, Jay, where they've got the eco of the P250s, or the single P250, and they got 4 kills, that has now pretty much wrecked this economy. The HONORIS can't buy going into round 20.
M4's out, straight up aggression from Crazy, and they want to destroy every pistol that they've got out for this one. They know the economy's wrecked, they know that everyone on eco, and Sergius gets 2 picks for his trouble. DemQ there to support him with 2 of his own. And this round is basically over from here. HONORIS with the P250 on Stomp, potentially to do some damage. I mean, you know, we saw Crazy take some good shots, like that did. But Psycho turns it around with a simple kill back towards him, so 4 alive for the Crazy side. 13-7 now. Starting to get a bit hairy for HONORIS.
Oh, great shot coming out from Stomp, but unfortunately it's not all about the nice kills, it's about the nice rounds. And for HONORIS, we have seen a few of them in this second half, but unfortunately they haven't been able to continue this comeback. 13 rounds up for CR4ZY. And I'm looking at this round in 21 and I'm thinking this is the last chance for HONORIS. They lose this and it's pretty much all over. This is their only chance to come back.
Absolutely, I agree with you on that one. The investment, and you can see the money and where it's going to be at here. The loss bonus won't cover them another buyback in the next one. It'll be a force-up at best. And Prism taking damage already to the apartments. That was Stomp there. He'd be on about 50 or 40 HP. AWP is completely glass cannoned here on the T side. And CR4ZY, of course, have their AWP on Sensei. The M4s to back it up. The FAMASTA and for Toxic, that's fine. Everything is looking good right now for the CT side. HONORIS set their defaults, going to go for a set split into the A site.
This AWP from Sensei, they certainly will check the angle, but it's going to be a difficult one, especially for Taz, because he's the one with the bomb, Jay. So if this AWP is able to find a kill onto Taz, that's going to drop the bomb in the most awkward position possible.
Oh, Psycho, are you serious?
What?
That transfer couldn't be more perfect, and Sensei does take out Taz, does drop that bomb, put the Molotov on towards it. CR4ZY gets Neo, and Stomp and Ryko, last two players now. Stomp left alone. Toxic shoots him in the back of the head. Oh, that couldn't have gone worse for HONORIS.
Now, if any of the viewers were watching Group A yesterday, we saw Maniz just spamming so many smokes and finding so many kills. How Psycho is able to get that kill onto Ryko in window room, I won't know. But for CR4ZY, they shut it down. They get that opening kill out towards window room. Then the AWP is able to strike onto Taz, drops that bomb. And from there, the round's over. HONORIS, we said they needed to win it. Going out towards mid, it's not going to be a force buy. It's going to be a half buy. They're playing for OT.
And an 8-round comeback to OT, rushing straight forward. Damage done to Prism, taking apart Sensei, Psycho, Toxic, and DemQ. And Toxic doubles up. And they get their own pieces of the pie there on the short play. But yeah, it is going to be an overtime play, as you mentioned. HONORIS have to go 8 rounds in a row to get there. I don't think it's going to happen. Blake, I'm sorry.
I'm with you. I am with you there. I really don't see it being a possibility. I'm hoping that Train is going to become a bit of a different outcome, but we really have only seen glimpses of HONORIS finding success. It may look like they've done a bit better than they have, considering they've got 7 rounds, but it's just been CR4ZY with so much control in this map up, and they're running double AWPs for CR4ZY. They're wanting to get this round over and done with.
Yeah, they don't want to mess around with this map up anymore. No, they're within touching distance of the victory here, especially with the second map coming through, which could still work out for them. aka Prism, edge of the smoke, Toxic. Hoping for a peek, seeing him fade, takes the spray, smoke goes out, and that's a kill found already for CR4ZY. He does take tag damage to 7 HP. But Psycho getting Ryko in the mid position to a 5-on-3 scenario for the CT side.
And for HONORIS, well, already not the greatest of starts around 23. Taz, the information's coming up. They certainly would have heard him from the underbat player of Surgus. That position needs to be checked. Psycho is burning and going down quite low, but Surgus, he can strike, and Neo's got the bomb. Oh, he's completely flashed in a sandwich. That bomb's dropped in the open.
That's GG. 5-on-2, bomb in CR4ZY control. They know where one is over at Palace, and now the AWP shot's connecting. Not quite gonna take the kill. Taz, heard out, sprayed down, Stomp, last man standing, 1-on-5. Surga's gonna go for a USB kill to close it out. Jumping around the corner like he's simple, but it was a simple kill anyway, 16-7. CR4ZY, absolutely dominant against HONORIS, and you know, again, that being their map pick, we're not too surprised. But, you know, just that level of performance really just highlights some of the issues and some of the fundamental issues we've had with HONORIS over the course of the last few months.
You look at that first half, for example, they probably, I would say maybe 8, 9 rounds out of 15 found an opening pick. They only ended up winning 4 rounds in that first half. And you're right, the issues certainly go far and beyond for this HONORIS side. But for CR4ZY, they played their own game and they played incredibly well. That T side, it was slow, it was methodical. They got some really great rounds in that first half. They put the pressure on with an 11-4. They didn't get off to the best of starts in second half, but once they got those rifles going, they were unstoppable.
Absolutely, they were. Unstoppable really is the word to describe it. Like, they just looked so good, and I don't know if HONORIS have a hope in the next map. Now, Train being that second map, obviously, is still going to be an opportunity. I feel like for them. You know, I mean, it is their map pick of HONORIS, but it's just not a fantastic map for them. The only consolation that they have there is the fact it's not a great map there for the CR4ZY side either.
Yeah, look, there is that as a small consolation, that the fact is, you know, it's a map that both of these teams don't play. But at the same time, you just look at Mirage and you think, man, it just was such a one-sided performance. You look at the kills there from Sucko, the in-game leader ending up being able to top the leaderboards for the CR4ZY side. Neo and Stom did do a pretty good job, but it just seemed like the support wasn't there for the rest of the teammates. Ryko only got 5 kills at the end of that Mirage game. And again, Jay, he is, or at least has been, the strongest player for this side.
I don't know what else you can say other than that here. HONORIS, unfortunately, unable to take control on Mirage. They'll have to look better over on Train. So we're going to go to a very short break. When we come back, it'll be our second map-up of this best-of-3 series between HONORIS and CR4ZY. One team will be eliminated after this, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Malta Vibes. Welcome back to our series between the lovely folks of HONORIS and the crazy folks of Crazy. It has been a very crazy map to start things off over in the Mirage camp. 16-7 was the end result of our first map of the best of 3 series. Moving on to Train HONORIS' map pick. And again, to reiterate the point that we said before the commercial break, this is going to be a tough matchup for HONORIS. Yes, it is their pick, but no, it is not a competent map for them. The only thing that they've got going for them is that it's the same case for Crazy.
Yeah, look, that is at least one element of this map, and I certainly going off the basis that both these teams haven't really got the best of records on this map. They don't really play it either. It could certainly be a lot more of a closer affair than what we saw in Mirage, and I'm hoping for that to be the case.
Yeah, I have no doubt of the fact that it's going to be a closer map up here, but only down to, not down to any level of excellence from either side, but just down to the fact that this is just going to be an absolute slogfest, from both teams. Like, they're going to have to try and find some sort of way to isolate each other on firepower alone. And in that respect, I feel like HONORIS are going to have the dollar edge here. Like, they did not post some very good numbers in that matchup at all. Like you mentioned, obviously, there was at one point in that partway through the first half, we had 16 kills on one player from Crazy. Meanwhile, the other players of HONORIS were like, 10, anywhere from 10 lower down to like 1 kill. And I think CR4ZY was the guy that was the man that's doing all that damage there. So, in terms of the stats of the numbers, that you can see the comparisons there, like it's night and day on the difference.
Yeah, look, it certainly is, and you've got to think, at least for the AWPers, this is their opportunity to really start to strike. We saw some great kills coming out from Stomp outside of Mirage, jumping into Train. I'm hoping that we'll get the same sort of affair that the AWPs can strike, because for both these teams, they've got very competent AWPers.
Of course, a moment to remind you that Malta Vibes is brought to you by Gaming Malta, our home of gaming excellence. You can see the knife around to get the choice of side. CT side would be ideal from here. But yeah, this is going to be a really awkward sort of matchup, I feel like. Unfortunately, HONORIS will get that CT half choice, so they can sort of get things started off on the right feet here. And certainly for a map that they've chosen to get the CT beginnings and the confident start is pretty much what they need when they're on the back foot in the series overall.
Absolutely. If they can get off to a good start, post some rounds up on CT side, maybe get away with 9, 10 at the half, then they could certainly be able to bring this into a third map and to make it as successful in doing so. But it needs to start off with the pistol round, and it's got to start the right way for the HONORIS camp. The odds over at our good friends Luke, but don't really favour HONORIS on their own map pick. 1.57 over to the Crazy side. If you do want to get involved on those odds, you'll be able to check out their links in the Twitch panels below. Up to a €100 bonus on your deposit and 10 free CSGO spins. Jay, you've got to think for HONORIS, it's got to be down to the perfect start.
Out to the pistol round here, and the HONORIS camp will get quickly invading into the pop dog position on the start. You got Prism here with his 5.7, the upgraded pistol with the CT camp, the fuse kit on Neo playing semi-passively here back over towards the A2 area as the breakaway comes in from Crazy out to the B bomb site. Bomb plant can't really be secured at this moment. Toxic still making his way up to position. The position now can be gaining on the default area, and the taps coming through from DemQ and Psycho. They do get Taz down. Toxic follows suit on Neo. Trade back from Ryko, and Toxic will end up falling next. Ryko brought back towards DemQ, 2 versus 2. Prism takes the trade, and it's all left to Sensei towards upper. No Molotov for his position. Stomp can get the smoke down and go for the Ninja Defuse. Tabba to the headshot finds himself 1 pick. 3 HP for Sensei though. Got to swing in, got to take Stomp down. He's sticking the whole 5 seconds, and Sensei does not know it. It's going to be a pistol going the way of HONORIS. They steal it from underneath the Crazy defense. There's some very good frags going the way of the CT side.
A very good round coming out from HONORIS. The fact that they're in that 2-on-1, they get that smoke onto the bomb, and Stomp just realizes, right, I just need to stick it. I'd probably be able to win this round, considering the smoke's covering my position. And, well, for HONORIS, look, that's the start they're looking for. Unfortunately, with 4 kills going the way of Crazy and a bomb plant, they are going straight into round number 2 with a full buy coming through. AK up for Sergis, a Galil up for DemQ, and a Scout to work with on Sensei, and it is quick to the outer bomb side.
Prism going to drop DemQ to start things off, so the CTs hold the defensive pretty confidently here. It's an SMG that gets that kill as well. Having a Galil for all their trouble. The FAMAS is out, bursting from Prism. Going to see Sergis at the end of the smoke. The flashbang keeping blind for the moment. Sergis still gets that kill, but Baymod, Psycho and Toxic are going to fall around him. 2 kills for Sergis now, entering from Old Hell. Molotov towards the bomb site. If you can get us to a 2 versus 2, this might be workable here. The bomb out in the CT, control out in the open, they've seen it. CR4ZY goes down next, Sensei's the last man standing.
A good shutdown coming out from HONORIS. We saw CR4ZY really starting to turn the pace up in that round on the force anti-eco, trying to see if they can get a player aggressive into sandwich. And well, for HONORIS, they shut it down. They take those close quarter engagements. They're working around the utility. And looking pretty simple at the moment on the CT side, being able to convert and get that 2-0 lead. And going into round number 3, you can expect even for CR4ZY, they'll be hoping for a bomb plant, Jay, but that's really going to be difficult on a map like Train.
The Zeus is coming out early. Neo's going to catch CR4ZY for a decent frag. Main man trying to take the aggressive towards Pop Dog, and that's just going to be an opening frag to be taken. Easy as that for 5-on-4. And again, it's an eco coming through from CR4ZY, so it shouldn't be too much of a worry here for HONORIS. Flashes may allow a bomb plant. If they can get that down, then the buyout for the next round is going to be even more confident from them here. Demq's going to cross out, try it, open up a line in. Does end up falling down. Sensei with his plant as Toxic goes falling next to him, and Psycho also to follow suit. 3 kills for Neo, 1 kill for Taz, 1 kill for Ryko, and the bomb plant to be secured. But again, for CR4ZY, not a bad eco there to get the extra money. And into round 4, the buy-ups will ensue.
And Train's probably one of the most difficult maps in the map pool to try and get a bomb plant off the back of an eco when you don't even have too many upgrades or too much utility, but they do a good job in doing so over towards the B bomb site from the Brown Halls establishment. And AWP's coming out for both sides. Stomp on the CT defense and Sensei on the T side. And you've got to think for HONORIS at the moment, they've got that 3-0 lead. If they can get some momentum going, that can be great for them. See if they're able to get some aggression, where they're taking control out towards T-Con or Ivy, starting to press for the fight, because especially on the City side of Mirage, they were finding opening picks.
Damage done early to Neo and onto Ryko as well. Sensei drops the man. Prism on towards Ivy though, gets CR4ZY back to 4-on-4. So his challenge for map control going to go very much awry for the T side. At the very least, they do back him up passive, so Prism doesn't overextend and try to look towards some crazy kills down towards the T spawn or towards the T-Con entrance. Smokes coming through. T's going to go quiet and careful around this one. Smokes will go back from the CT camp into the first minute of the round here. We've still got a 4-on-4.
Slowed right down from CR4ZY. Unfortunately, that lurk out towards Ivy from CR4ZY gets taken down from Prism, turning it back into a 4-on-4. Toxic with just a walk peek out from the Pop Dog position. No utility, no backup. And well, that's an advantage that the T's can work with.
Flash in for him, gonna look for not Neo apparently towards E-Box. He gets a double kill. AWP Stomp responds, and suddenly the T's are falling apart. Demq left alone now, out in the open. Smoke there to cover him off against Neo, but 35 seconds and needs to catch off something. He won't get enough in this one. 4-0 for HONORIS. Oh man, that was looking so good as well. The walkout peaks perfectly placed to headshots. But in the end, the trades came back better for the CT side.
Oh man, that's such a great hold coming out from Neo to E-Box, and that crossfire being established really helped that round. The fact that Neo was able just to hold from E-Box, stomp us around that top con ticket area with that AWP, and between them, they were able to work together to just shut that round down. All the advantages were there for CR4ZY. They had that 4-on-3, they were continuing the swing out from Pop Dog. And HONORIS, it's almost like we're looking at a bit of a different team at the moment in comparison to Mirage.
A tactical pause coming through from CR4ZY there. Kind of necessary because, as you mentioned, the difference is tangible. So noticeable here from the HONORIS side. The AWP's coming out alongside the AK that was saved, and the Galil also there for Taz. Probably the best of weapons, but either way, still going to be rifles that they gained for free in that last round. CR4ZY back on the response buy, and the AK's coming straight out. Look at Demq. Look at how quickly he wants to make his way out towards Oh Hell. Molotov's in against the AWP's position. Facing against him, it's Ryko to find that opening kill on Psycho. Toxic finds a trade, though. Prism up against Demq, and Demq takes him out. 4-on-3. Neo to the site. That AK in check from the last round where CR4ZY lost it. Sprays through. He's backing up even further. Back over to A2. Taz will swing in to support his man. Take Toxic down. AK in against the bomb. Palmer drops him, looks for DemQ next up. Trace will come back to a 2-on-2. And the AWP on site dealt with by Sensei. Now just got the Galil of Taz. They expect to know where he is. Back behind the bomb train. DemQ stays alive at 11 HP. And Sensei just going to go for the slow but sure hunt. It's all down to timing for Taz. Getting himself back behind the default position. Looking onto hell. Back still turned to Sensei, who's still moving around looking for his hunt frag. And he'll get it in the end. So crazy. Bit more of a different paced round in that one, but it works out well.
That was very quick. I mean, DemQ in particular, the way he just rushes up towards that old hell position, finds that opening kill, pulls a bit of a distraction away, and from there, Crazy, they just work around the smokes. They just see if they can work with the angles. And for HONORIS, after losing their first round on Train, they go, right, we're going to invest into the double orbs. Let's get Stomp on one. Let's get Neo on another. And let's just see if we can carry this momentum going forward. Great round coming out from Crazy, but it is still expensive. They only hold on to 2 players staying alive, so they can't really build up the bank too much.
Sensei dropping Neo to start things off again at HONORIS. Losing the opening couple of picks. Toxic will follow suit on Stomp. DemQ expecting CC aggression, but Taz rushing to the Molotov, giving a major HP disadvantage, which ultimately turns the favor to DemQ. A 5-on-2 now. Crazy. Easily isolating these kills. They can lean towards an open B bomb site from here.
They've got so many options, but considering the bomb's out towards Ivy and they've already established the pressure, they need to just split into the A bomb site. Don't overthink things by rotating all the way back to T spawn in case, you know, anyone's pushed aggressively. Just work with the position and the map control you've got already. And Prism. Ooh, this could be all down to timing. He's going to say that they're wrapping him through City spawn to B.
Oh, but he takes the face and goes down to Sensei. Meanwhile, the active T-side force coming in from Brownhalls will shut him down. 1 versus 5. Bomb plant secured. Raiko will get Sensei, but that's as far as he goes from here. Grabs the AWP, saves it. I think Crazy might consider the hunt for this one, but I don't know if they'll be that successful for it. Either way, it's going to be a second round to the T-side board.
Oh, I like that. That was a really great check coming out from Sensei. And, well, they're going to try and hunt down the AWP at Raiko. Let's see how many more bodies are going to fall. Oh, well, it's not even the Ivy presence. It's actually the player towards T-spawn of DemQ to find the last kill. And for Crazy, those opening kills came in so quickly. The AWP struck on to the first from Sensei. And from there, HONORIS, they kept feeding themselves into kills.
Eco coming through from HONORIS regardless, though. Crazy will be down to the MAC 10s as a result of their transgressions. 2 players, Surgeon and Psycho, really going to get hurt by that, but AWP still in for Sensei, still 2 AKs in case they need the extra firepower to bail them out. Although I do believe these MAC 10 should be able to deal with the pressure pretty easily here. They've got 2 P250s, which could be a bit of a problem. Oh, actually, no. Hold on, I'll just say the south of the CT side. All stacked into old hell. The MAC 10s will probably get ripped apart here, and Soga's about to find out exactly why. Neo credited with the kill, but now they've called the info out so they can push into the B bomb site, get that bomb plant. They'll consider an SMG, and Psycho in the thick of it will also go down to a 4 versus 3, actually. The CTs coming out on top, but again, the hunt is a bit aggressive from Crazy. If they lose any more weapons here, that's going to hurt the economy.
I'm surprised they're hunting this aggressively. DemQ, oh, nice spray to at least find a couple of kills. Follows up onto a 3rd, but that round's pretty expensive. A couple of nice kills coming out from just the USPs. DemQ does have a teammate to help him out in the end. So the lead is now getting shorter and shorter, closer and closer between these 2 sides. And for HONORIS, well, they don't have the money to even go for a single AWP, Jay.
Hellcase is our case partner for Malta Vibes, because you saw the codes on screen, Malta V and Malta V15. You have free money and free 15% refill bonuses as appropriate here. Get some sick skins, open up some sick cases. Only at hellcase.com. So, Hellraisers, I was going to say, that's not correct. It's because I got caught up on the Hellcase thing. Crazy, now within 1 of HONORIS. Smokes up. Out towards Pop Dog. Sensei will get forced out position. This looks like it might be an active from Crazy, but all in all, they're just going to be playing passive once again.
I'm thinking of Hellraisers. I mean, they were the team that advanced into the playoffs in Group B, so we will see one of the teams between HONORIS, CR4ZY, and AGF joining them into that top 8 position. But they've got to look at this best of 3 first for these two teams. CR4ZY already one map up in the series. Now, if they do win this best of 3, they will advance into the next lower bracket match to see who will make it into the playoffs against AGF. But CR4ZY, they're thinking into the present. They're looking into the present. And you even look at the economy of the CT side, and you've got to think that they can get completely reset after losing this round, if they do, Jay.
Time is ticking, and that increases the chances of this round getting volatile here for CR4ZY. Hanging out the smokes into the connector and the Ivy plays. Pop Dog will be more appropriate here. It's going to be Sergers making his way out from Ivy. 25 seconds, and Toxic is the first man down. Sergers making his way in now. Checking out Old Hell. C2 CT. Spray goes so awkward on Neo. And Neo doubles up for it, drops that bomb, and basically drops the round here for CR4ZY. Demq and Psycho do respond, though. Actually could recover this 2-on-2. Need a bomb plant here now. Taz going to try to spray through the bottom. No, it's going to be towards Psycho. 1-for-1 trade, leaving it to a 1v1. And Stun going to round this corner, get the second kill. Just about hold on to the round here for HONORIS.
Oh, it's just too slow. It's just too slow coming out from CR4ZY. We know how slow they can be on that T side, but the fact is they're running into that A bomb site with just not enough time. It gets very chaotic towards the end there. Neo, he drops the bomb. The rotators come out incredibly quickly from HONORIS and Stomp. Well, he wins out that 1 versus 1, a big fight to win. And HONORIS, even with winning that round, you'd have to think aren't going to really have the best of buy, though, going into round number 9. And Prism's going to be forced onto an MP9. From us,
once again, I was going to say, once again, the economy state of the winning side right now is still in a bit of an awkward space. How CR4ZY have controlled against HONORIS. The bomb plant bonus will step them up to a full-blown buy here with the UPS and the AKs. Again, looking on for the opening pick for Sensei. He's placed out towards Ivy this time, as Raiko can't get the challenge on the T-Con presence. It's Sensei there against Prison. The utility was out in his hands and unable to switch to his weapon in time. So a 5-on-4 start for CR4ZY again.
A great opening coming up from the AWP, and honestly, Sensei has found a bit of happiness, I would say, over towards Ivy. He's finding a lot of success with this AWP. And HONORIS just can't really find an answer to shut him down at the moment in terms of opening frags. Now that there's 2 players towards Ivy, they're going to see if they can establish a crossfire between one another. And even with CR4ZY, we're getting closer to a minute on the clock. They found the opening kill, but it's so slow at the moment.
So passive from this T side. So little control being gained. Like, if they wanted to act towards the A site now, they need that Ivy presence because they've got 2 players set up there. Bomber Psycho's out towards T-Con, so the utility players seem to come through there. I'm going to put the majority of presence here to the B bomb site, though. 2 players out, and Ivy's also going to rotate away. I don't know what's caused this rotation. Maybe Raiko's heard some footsteps and thought, hey, they're on their way back in. But either way, A is basically completely open from here. The Molotovs will start to extinguish, and they're just going to walk straight into this.
And how have they not rotated off a B with 20 seconds left? They need to get into this A bomb site. This round is so damn slow, and Stomp getting into that connector position, finding the opening kill. They need to get the bomb down for the CR4ZY side. The defensive is not really there for HONORIS, but Raiko, if he swings out at the right time, he could deny that bomb from going down. Have they even got time to get it down? It's in the nick of seconds.
Sensei grabs Stomp, takes his head off his shoulders. 4 versus 3. Finally, CR4ZY holding their own on this one. Sensei jets Neo as well. 3 kills to the AWP's name. Raiko with the M4 focusing, and Psycho keeps his eyes on this man, but both CTs are going to fall away. But yeah, you're right. They just got to the bomb site and started planting with 3 seconds to spare. So CR4ZY, again, letting this one run right to the wire here, and I'm not a fan of it. It's cost them way, way too many rounds so far in this matchup, and it's only the 8th round. Seeing them almost lose another one to the timer alone without even any resistance from HONORIS. Again, as you mentioned, if Raiko peeked out, got that kill, that would have been round over. And CR4ZY in a much worse position. But because they did win this round, the economy is going to be shut down for HONORIS, so it should be seeing an eco coming up against them.
And you know when you go to like a dog track, like a greyhound track, and they've got like the rabbit that goes like around the track? That's what I think Crazy need, because they're just so slow. They're not chasing after anything. And Ryko, if he would have just wide swung from Pop Dog, he probably wins that round from his team. But it's just this style of play on Train. Maybe that's why they don't win Train very often and why their results aren't fantastic. Yes, the scoreline's close, but Crazy, man, they just needed, even if they turn it up 10% with the pacing.
Well, it definitely feels like they're not confident on this map. You know, I guess we kind of expected that to a certain extent based on, you know, the statistics and everything. Fortunately for them, they haven't got much resistance in this round, so that won't show here in round 10. The bomb plant to be secured. Ryko with his M4 at the edge of the green train. Takes out one, no more than that though. Taz left at the FAMAS out. One casualty sustained by Crazy. This is going to be an easy 5th.
Okay. And for HONORIS, they're really starting to lose control at the moment on their CT side. They went up, what, 4-0 after winning the pistol. Let a couple of rounds slip. They've been, you know, a little bit back and forward, but we are tied up. And certainly one thing that, you know, we keep mentioning, Jay, is the fact that the economy is never really built for this HONORIS side at the moment. Great peak coming out from Demq. And Taz, well, he can't even hold on to a FAMAS.
All weapons taken away from the HONORIS camp, therefore the rebuy should see the full M4s and the AWP coming out here. Very limited utility, unfortunately. That will force the issue quite badly, I feel like, for the CT side. The AWP's in, the flashes over the smokes, the HE. No, Incendiary's back for HONORIS, so you can just see how limited they really are. Trying to fight fire with fire as Taz gets aggressive, but is quickly flashed off position on that ramp control over on the B-bomb site. Other than that, standard plays coming through, yeah.
You can see with the crossfire being set with Stomp, he's actually backing up Taz to go for an information play. And this is probably the first time we've seen HONORIS actually looking to get aggressive around the brown halls. They will actually be met with a fair bit of presence because there's 3 players and the bomb trying to make their way over to this brown hall's control.
Toxic and Pop Dog want to ensure that no one rotates out of this position, but you can see how close Taz is going to be towards this kill. Psycho takes the man down. Got stomped with the AWP. Going to have to try and respond back. Actually gets a leg shot and a kill. Made from the CTs. Gets us to a 4-on-4. And that forces Crazy to rotate back again to passive control. 50 seconds of the clock. They still haven't defined an actual execution here.
A good opening to at least stop any kind of super aggression from the CT side, because Taz, you know, if he didn't see anything, could have decided to get aggressive towards Pop Dog or towards T-Con. But it's back to this A-bomb site again from Crazy, and there are 3 players here from the CT side stacked up at the moment for HONORIS.
CR4ZY versus Prison takes him down. Neo responds with a pick back 3-on-3 bomb. He had to make his way to the site. Ryko up in heaven could line up 2 kills. He sees 2, takes out 1. Stomp responds on Toxic, and now suddenly it's Sensei left alone. Stomp gets a wallbang shot. 3 kills for the AWPer, and a 6th on the board for HONORIS. Going to maintain the lead against Crazy, and again, their passiveness and, you know, just you know, lack of real aggressive adaptability has left the T side in such an awkward position.
And you've got to think, for Crazy, if they just hit a fast A execution, something incredibly quick, the HONORIS might even get caught sleeping, because for most, I would say, 50 seconds, 60 seconds in the round, there is almost no contact being made. A faster utility coming out towards the A-bomb site, but it's actually the commitment towards brown halls. And Taz has heard the footsteps. He can call for a bit of a rotation out from one of his teammates, and that's now going to be Ryko to try and back him up. But it's a little bit slow as already the pressure comes out of B.
Toxic can find a trade at least as the fast execution gets shut down by the CT side in part. Bomb yet to cross Ryko though. He's on a roll. Nades on the Demq. 5 HP. Doesn't even land a pick. Bomb's been dropped, and well, you can see why Crazy don't go fast, because HONORIS are ready for it. 7-5 on the CT side.
And it just comes down to, unfortunately, not finding any entries there. They only had Taz over at that B bomb side. If Psycho would have wide swung that heaven position and taken down Taz, they could have, you know, brought that bomb to the side, started to get their utility down, and aggressed to see if they can cut off the rotations. But as soon as you don't get an opening kill at B, when you go for a quick play, the rotates come in so quickly from Connector, and from there, it just gets shut down. And CR4ZY, well, they're going to opt to have to go for the half bite. Haven't really seen too many ecos from them in this first half, but this is one of them.
Demq finds the opening frag again on the initial start for CR4ZY as the passive aggressiveness continues from this T-side line. They are on an eco, so it's understandable why they want to look for picks in that style. And 4v4 ensues, and HONORIS, of course, not conceding a single advantage right now to the CR4ZY side. No utility to go for an execution with the exception of one flashbang. Lyco's got to set that up for his teammates whenever they're ready.
And Taz playing pretty passive over at this B bomb. So a lot of the time we've seen about around that grey train and up close to ramp, but this time around being a little bit more passive. And honestly, if this flash comes up and blinds him as they try and make their way into the B bomb side, he could honestly not even stop this bomb from going down.
Flash in, T's make their way out. Bomb plant to be secured, it seems here, so at least they get away with that much here on the eco. 3 players standing for CR4ZY. See how many frags they can get now with their upgrade pistols. They got 2 Deagles and a P250. Bomb shots not connecting. M4 downrange. Neo instead drops the player. CR4ZY to fall. Sensei to get damaged up to 34 points of health. And a Deagle to Psycho. All that remains. Can't even drop Stomp. There's 8 to the CT side now. HONORIS are going to be able to take the half.
And look, it hasn't been the cleanest of Counter-Strike from either team on train, but you're right, they take the half, they get their 8 rounds on CT side, and in terms of rounds, it's looking pretty good from HONORIS. Unfortunately, allowing that bomb plant to come through from CR4ZY gives them a massive amount of money to work in to the following round, getting the full buy across, not going for that AWP. They would have just had enough money for Demq to drop one over, but they opt against it. And for CR4ZY, you've got to think 6 rounds is an absolute minimum at this T side. Oh, it's fast.
Well, once again, they're going to lose the opening pick, though. They shut this down pretty effectively on the B site for HONORIS. This time on A, though, going to get overwhelmed slightly. Damage has been done to turn a 4v4 with a HP advantage. And Raiko's still here on the bomb site, ready for Psycho. Drops that bomb. Turns the man advantage to the favor of the HONORIS camp now. Sensei responds. CR4ZY gets a secondary kill. Neo up in heaven. Going to drop the first player. Now got CR4ZY in the midst of the smoke. Drops out of hell. CR4ZY must have heard that. He's keeping his eyes on as Taz backs up. They know where the bomb is. Sensei faces against him, but the spray is not good enough for the veterans. So CR4ZY, fast plays coming through once again from this T side, but this time they make it work.
And it seems like the change up for CR4ZY is either very slow, very passive, or very quick. There isn't kind of that mid-aggression, if you get what I mean. They're not playing the rounds where maybe they get one player aggressive and it's passive for the rest of them. It seems like it's either really fast or really slow. And well, for CR4ZY, they lost that opening pick. They were able to swarm onto the bomb side. They kept getting the trades back and forward. And are they going to go quick once again? It seems like these last few rounds for CR4ZY, they're just hitting W, and CR4ZY, oh, he doesn't find the opener. It goes the way of Neo.
Psycho trades back on Prism 4-on-4. Stomp trying to rotate out position as Neo is next to fall. Smoke down to keep the AWP at bay. Still blind fires on Psycho. And gets us to an even standing once again, buying a chance for his teammates. They're still going to make their way up to the A bomb site as Sensei gets Raiko over at Pop Dog. It's all left to the players at A2. Toxic ready for Taz. Taz not ready for him. And now the AWP is all that remains. A 4K for this man if he can clutch it, but a 1-on-3 to make it happen.
Stop, baited out, so they know where their AWP is. Bomb's still not yet planted, but Toxic is going to be able to take him down. So 7 rounds going the way of the CR4ZY side. And Jay, we did say in the pre-game that we hoped that this second map would be down to the wire and would be close. And an 8-7.5, well, you can't really get any closer than that.
But as I mentioned in the pre-game as well, it was an absolute slogfest to get there.
Yeah.
A number of awkward rounds coming in from both CR4ZY and HONORIS. More so for CR4ZY on their T side with the timer being run so low. The fact they're able to get 2 on the T side, though, does pose... it's the fact that they're able to get within 1 on the T side, I should say, does pose to be a positive for the Crazy side. And our partners at Loot Bet seem to agree. Still the odds going in their favor. And of course, if you still want to place a bet down, then you are welcome to do so. Make sure you get involved in our offer, though. Click the banner under the Twitch channel. Get 10 free CSGO spins and up to 100 euros bonus on your deposit. Only at Loot Bet. Utility for Neo, Prism, and Stomp. Flashes over, DemQ with the USP will move forward, try catch off Stomp, but the quick shot comes in to start things off with the HONORIS execution. Bomb plant secured very quickly in the pistol round.
Oh, great shot coming out to Stomp to start things off, and even that HE from the CT side really not doing a hell of a lot of damage. Rotate's still a little bit slow to this A bomb site, and Crazy, they don't have a smoke to get onto that bomb. They do have a flashbang, and that's all they've got to work with. No kit either at the moment, and you've got to think for HONORIS, they're in a really great position, and Stomp, he's just going to keep following with kills.
Second around the corner here, they know he's there towards the sandwich position. Neo gets toxic, Psycho gets 1 sensei, desperately tapping through, Psycho gets 2, and now needs 4 all in all, but he's dead out of time, and Stomp will take him down for his 3k in the round, and for 9 on the board of HONORIS. A very fast pistol strike, the Crazy, and I don't even think we were ready for that one either. Big round posted by HONORIS, because if they had lost that pistol, then Crazy would have been on the road to victory here.
And you even look at that round from HONORIS, and it's very different in terms of the aggression. Now, for Crazy, a lot of the times, especially towards that back end of the first half on the T side, we saw a lot of aggression coming out from Olaf in that hell position, but it wasn't getting that bomb down straight away from HONORIS. As soon as they get the quick presence out to the A bomb side, they get that bomb down immediately. And Force Spire coming in. Not the greatest of starts coming out from Crazy as Stomp, once again, fragging at a very high level at the moment.
Deagle here for CR4ZY, looking to take down several T-side players. Prism will get the pick. 5-on-3 situation. Deagle of DemQ drops 1, is not ready for Stomp. They're back behind his teammate as Rako and Neo clean up the last couple of frags. Crazy do their best, but it's no cigar here in the follow-up, forced by Eco to come through. And this should be 11-7. The question is, will Crazy be able to set up the comeback coming into the next rifle round, because that will be their main thing.
And HONORIS, well, they are getting closer and closer to 16. And going into round number 18 should be a relatively easy time. Could see a HE stack coming out to that T-Cob position from the city side. See if that finds any damage. Doesn't do even a single point, Jay.
Nope. Points going on the board for HONORIS, though, it seems. Just in the HP and the numbers on the board. Toxic left alone as 4 of his teammates overwhelmed to the A-bomb site. And again, expected considering the eco status of the CT side. Toxic, no exits. Crazy, focused entirely on the buy here, and need to be a good buy back from the CT side.
And Sensei is going glass cannon. I was wondering whether he was going to go for the AWP. Doesn't quite have enough money to even go for the body Kevlar. And certainly we found the AWPs to be very impactful for HONORIS in that first half. Stomp in particular, we saw Neo picking it up maybe 2 or 3 times in that first half. Not a massive amount. Crazy. This is their opportunity to allow the comeback to come through, to allow the staple point on this CT side. And aggression, at least in terms of utility for HONORIS, not quite continuing with it. And Psycho's going to be able to call out that information. He sees nothing.
HONORIS, a much faster pace of play here on the T side, looking to get aggressive once again, but out to the B bomb site here and slowly walking over there via the apartments. The spread out players have kind of stacked up the A bomb site, getting ready to receive what the teams were going to throw at them. But this time much more carefully placed here from Crazy, spreading out 2 players now to the B bomb site, not active and aggressive controls. Molotov's intervals popped, look to drive him away, and a 3rd player going to rotate. Consider the B side defense here.
That was like a fake double pump setup coming out from HONORIS. They used the utility again to that A bomb side, but this is a pretty good read coming out from Crazy. A quick rotator could come out from CR4ZY to this B bomb side. So much util at B, and they know they've got the information.
The MQ and Toxic playing off each other. Let 3 players cross to white. Raiko does fall. CR4ZY going back in trade. MQ on bomb site gets another good pick back as Toxic able to strike on 2. They had no idea he pushed out from the stack. No one checked it, and Taz is going to be left alone. Dealt with by Psycho as CR4ZY just hold the defense.
And all that really comes down to for HONORIS is they didn't pull the fake out enough. We saw the early utility out to that A bomb side. They faked the double pump. And for CR4ZY, I mean, for the B players, they didn't even want to move. They kept 2 there. They had a quick rotator from CR4ZY. And the fact that they let them cross, that's the big thing. Giving up no information. All the info goes the way of the CTs, but they don't give any back. They don't take the fire. They go for the grand prize, the round victory, rather than the opening kill.
HONORIS forced back on their tactical timeout for this one here. And CR4ZY, most respect for their own right. And again, a confident round to find out of them out of their own right here. It should lead to a pretty awkward buy, though. Again, 3 players went down, so I'm not sure how confident it will look. Small technical pause to follow suit off the back of HONORIS is tactical. For reasons we are not aware of, we'll find out hopefully very soon, and hopefully it won't be a very long pause anyway. Well, that's the reason why we found out. Connection issues for the CR4ZY side, so quick moment to get that all fixed up, and we should jump back into round 20 here.
Hopefully not too long, just a PC crash or something like that. So normally it could be over and done with pretty quickly, but you've got to think for the CR4ZY side, and that last round in particular, they were very passive. They weren't really aggressive. I suppose Psycho took a bit of an aggressive stance up towards the top blue train, looking in to that T-con position. But what I love from CR4ZY is they're not getting baited by the fakes. And certainly for HONORIS, after that round, realizing the fact when they went into B that there were 2 players there and a quick rotator in from Con, they're going to say, okay, maybe it's going to be a little bit more difficult for us to try and fake on the T side. Maybe we should just commit to a standard execution. Because some teams, depending on, if they're nervous or depending on the map, can over-rotate very easily, but especially in that last round, Jay, it didn't seem like CR4ZY were getting baited at all.
And we saw how effective the quick hits out towards the A bomb side were working for HONORIS, so maybe just to set execution from there.
For sure, yeah, keep it
maybe
simple.
Set up a default just to maybe get an opening pick to turn the man advantage, and then just from there wreck everybody on the entries. Might be a possibility here for the T side, but yeah, I do agree. Maybe fakes are not the best ideas here. HONORIS still in the lead by 3 rounds. CR4ZY trying to catch up. A couple of technical issues again on that CT cap. A couple of disconnections in particular. I thought we had them fixed. Apparently not. Maybe it's more of an internet problem, the fact that they're disconnecting and reconnecting over and over again here, Dwayne. But either way, a moment to rest on our laurels here. It looks like we're ready to go, though. Again, the 5th man has joined us. Will he stay here? Is again the question.
And for both of these teams, at least last week in Malta Vibes, they both won their opening best of ones. Not quite the same approach this time around. And for CR4ZY, I mean, they'll be looking for the playoffs, right? I mean, yeah, it's still this best of 3 and the following on to win, but they made it to the playoffs last week. They were very close in getting a victory over Alternate Attacks in the quarterfinal. I think it went to 30 rounds on the last map. So they'll be looking to get into that same position going into week 3. And for HONORIS, they'll just be looking to get some victories under their belt.
Victory is on the horizon. Got to cross that horizon for now. 3 rounds separating CR4ZY from HONORIS. 5 rounds separating HONORIS from 16. There we go to round 20. AWP's in for both sides. Stomp and Sensei. Awkward buy from CR4ZY. Again, the SMG and FAMAS are the product of how many players they lost in the last round, despite the good defensive. And nades on from the CTs, kicking things off to the right foot. Getting somebody passive to try and hold off for the early picks and early damage. And so far, the early damage will favor them. The SMG of DemQ going to challenge over the Pop Dog, but not return any much more.
A great nade stack coming out to the mid-bomb position, taking Psycho down to just 55 points of health. And taking a little chunk. And for HONORIS, pretty much taking a page out of CR4ZY strat book by the looks of things in this 20th round. Looking pretty slow at the moment, not really gathering any map control. Stomp's just waiting for some Ivy aggression. And DemQ wanted to get aggressive from T-Cobb, but that simple molly from Prism is going to force him back. And Crazy, they are going to rotate a second player over to this B bomb site. But HONORIS, considering that they've got the top pop dog control and 2 players still around T-Con, it's looking like it's going to be an A play.
Smoke down. Only one thrown out there, though, towards the side of the site. Rotations are coming from the third players, and now the second wave comes in. 2 smokes on towards the connector cross. Flash over towards Ivy as well. And Taz will make his way in. Sensei catches the first kill on Prism, though. Bomb plant trying to get secured here. Psycho can't deny it. And now it'll be post plant with Crazy at the man advantage. It's still close to the bomb site here. Neo and Taz, both players starting to push up. Neo's going to get semi-aggressive. Onside Psycho, who's here ducking down. Sensei gets Neo. 3 players standing now for HONORIS. The SMG continue to wrap around for the backstab as Taz looks on for Sergey. Trying to find Toxic somewhere around this position. Wraps in, takes the spray, takes him down. AWP still on site. Taz and Ryko getting themselves 2 picks, but Psycho responds back to it. Low HP for Ryko there on the pop dog face. Someone's got to get to the bomb site now. Orb in, scopes out, shuts down Sensei with a trade. Got to get on the bomb right now. Sergey's up for the spray, takes him down, but has he got time for this? Yes, he just does. Crazy. Last second retake's been the name of the game so far for this side, but they do get to 9.
Sergus was praying that his teammate was going to defend him. And Sensei, I mean, what a hold at that A bomb site. He finds so much work with that AWP. And in the end, the USP is going to find the final kill. 4 kills from him. And Crazy, well, they're bringing this back now. 2 rounds in a row from them. Okay. Double AWPs out. And let's see what they can find up against the Eco.
Utility is out here for HONORIS, so maybe a pistol execution could come through, potentially a bomb plant. They wanted to receive that. And nades from the CT is missing out. Actually getting caught up on the vents there. The damage evaded here for Neo for the most part. 100 HP for him, so invaded in whole. In fact, Utility coming out early again for the T side, expecting for a pistol execution for a bomb plant. Onto the A bomb site. That was pretty successful for them as well. The CT's played back behind the smokes. They'll do the same thing right here. Psycho does get Neo, first player out of the gate. Taz to secure that plant. They know exactly where he planted for. So Psycho gets that headshot. DemQ gets Prism. And sadly, they aren't able to hold out much outside of that to execute there. So Stomp wrapping over, sees 1 player in heaven, taps up, but Toxic able to reach around and respond to it. So 10 to the board of Crazy now.
A good round coming out from the HONORIS side. They get that bomb down, which is obviously what they're looking for. Unfortunately, they don't take any of the players down on that city side, so we're starting to see the economy built up now for the CIS call. The Ukrainians, 1 round is the difference for the HONORIS side in the lead. And you've got to think that maybe just going back to something quick, you know, we've seen some success, especially in the gun rounds, when they go for something fast, at least in the early round to get an opening kill.
And more banks from Stomp, 1 connect here on the defaults here for HONORIS, of course, thereby up against the double AWP setup of Crazy. The M4 playing semi-passive here for Crazy. The AWP in particular for Sensei is the main thing that's playing aggressive, and he misses his first shot. Ryko can take him down. They quickly rush to that B bomb site, and Toxic's not moving from here. He's expecting more presence towards upper. They might not check this. He may be the flanker. No one. He's actually going to keep it on the position. So therefore, the CTs have a flanking man. Bomb plant for Stop, denied by Toxic. Looks for his second, and his patience pays in virtue. 4 versus 3 now. And the AK in the back line for Neo will try to keep this man away. The nades up to do some damage, but no frags. Psycho sneaking in. Ryko will get caught off in the back. 3 on 2, 2 on 2. Prism still fragging away. He's also there in connector, but Sergey deals with him. Neo left alone. Toxic gets 3 kills. Brilliant stuff from the CT man, and Crazy even the board.
And that's such a great bait and switch setup. As soon as that AWP gets taken down, Toxic realized there's no way they're going to check me, because if I haven't peeked out as soon as the AWP goes down, then they're not going to think that I'm here. He waits for the bomb plant to come through, or at least hears it trying to go down, swings out, get a couple of kills, and then gets 3 at the end of the round. Man, oh man, we're seeing some individuals step up. And Toxic in that last round, and Sensei the round before. And that's the scary thing that Crazy could bring to the table, is it doesn't always have to be the same man to step up. It could just change. It can change between anyone on the team to have a big round.
Made up. Oh, damage done to Taz. Toxic gonna get flashed out. Perfect on the timing though. Jumps back to the bomb plant, and now he's there. Neo with the bomb up top of White actually gets the kill and gets the bomb plant. Sensei and Psycho can respond with 2 good kills though. So 4 versus 3 on the retake, and the Pistols have managed to get themselves the bomb plant bonus again for HONORIS, but it looks like they will lose the lead from here. Prism and Neo to try to do what they can. Taps up doing damage. No frag for Neo. No frag for Prism. And no round for HONORIS, but again, bonus money coming through.
And well, this is the lead now going the way of the Crazy side. And I think the only time they got the lead was maybe after the back of... Just trying to think, did they get the lead at all? I don't even think they've ever had a lead. Maybe at one point when it was like 5-4 or something like that, really early in the game. But outside of that, it's really been HONORIS in the lead for most of this matchup. No, they've never been in the lead, so this is the first time for Crazy. And you look at their economy and you go, damn, it is like proper built at the moment. And for HONORIS, this is what, 5 rounds in a row that they've lost? Yeah, they've got a lot of bomb plants, but they haven't even really been too successful, to say the least.
And Crazy going to continue with the frags. Look at the aggression from Sensei. Psycho's found the first. Raiko with the bomb, or if Sensei continues around this corner, he could find himself 2 kills, or they could just face towards him, drop that bomb. And Crazy have the info to work with. The man advantage doubled up. And HONORIS back up to a very difficult situation to play from here.
Oh, how do you bring this back? This is so awkward now for HONORIS. The fact that we see Raiko using utility to the outer bomb site, just jiggle peeking, and gets taken down from that AWP. Now, they have recovered the bomb, at least. There is that much. But you're going into an A bomb site take with only 3 players, and there's still so much utility to work for the CT side. HONORIS need some unbelievable entry kills.
T-side players set up for an A split, mostly from the Ivy position. Smoke up from Sergers, going to try and stop them. Prism will make his way up though. The AK faces away and tries to get back to the bomb site. Not going to wrap in from the A1 position and the A1 entrance. Taz out. Supporting from Sandwich. Psycho and Sergers with the crossfire set. The Molotovs don't extend so far out. Psycho instead he peeks in, takes that kill. Demq will end up falling. AK also here. Stomp catches Sergers, but 10 seconds to get the bomb plant from here and his way out in the open. Psycho to face around his corner. Stomp got support. Ooh. Does get him down. Stomp with 3 kills. Suddenly this has all turned around. Toxic 1 on 2. Taz is low. Stomp is the issue though. Seeing the man, no he doesn't turn around towards Sandwich, does see him in the end, and now Stomp knows how to handle this. Wait and bait and hope. Toxic peeks out towards Old Hell. Good shot from Stopper, info gained, and the bomb is out in the open, planted for Stomp's position. Incendiary down, seeing him towards Sandwich again. M4 peeks on, looks towards E-Box. Is Stomp gonna peek it? Smoke down for Toxic now, he knows exactly how to handle himself on this one. Sticking the defuse, 5 seconds, block, can't connect it. Toxic, right there, the bomb's out! Oh no, he misses! Crazy! Get away with it! And just steal the round from HONORIS.
Oh, and after Stomp does so much work, Crazy trying to deny that bomb from even going down on the swing out through connector, and he's so damn low. Just a couple of Glock shots, a single one to the head. Oh my goodness. HONORIS, millimeters away, absolute millimeters. The way that Toxic was able to isolate both of those jewels in one-on-ones. Oh my. The streak continues for Crazy.
Oh, HONORIS. They had the pistol, the conversions in this half, but since then it has been all the CT side. And just when on the edge of getting something out for their execution and their rifle sets, that happens.
Now, we saw HONORIS winning both pistol rounds. They went 4-0 up on the start of the first half and 3-0 up on the second half, and they've only been able to convert 4 rounds outside of those early leads in the half. Crazy. Even in this round, shutting it down over towards the Brown Halls. DemQ taking down Prism. Stomp's the last one left, or Neo's the last one left, I should say. 1 on 5, and I think HONORIS are checked out. They've handed in the hotel card. They're out of there.
One final buy to get back to the room to get the things that they lost.
Yeah. Hang on a minute. Open it up. I've still got to get stuff to do.
Yeah, manager DemQ was like, yeah, no thanks, boys. Get out of my hotel.
14-11. And you got to think for HONORIS, like, they've just given up so many rounds now. It's crazy. This is 7 in a row for the city side.
Could go 9 to the victory here. 2 to go. Incendiary's out the CT, trying to get semi-passive at this stage here. We've got Toxic that does go a little bit aggressive initially from the Brown Halls, but they do just go back here. DemQ now, the most aggressive player in Pop Dog, is going to get some information on the players staying out that Brown Halls position. Bomb on the back of Neo, and it is there, but it looks like they most likely want to go for a split into A.
And they need to just find an opening kill. Stomp has done so much work in trying to, a lot of the time, defend that bomb from going down in terms of the mid-round trades, but they need him to step up to find an opener. Ryko in particular really starting to at least put up a big performance on train in comparison to that first map. 3 plays here at A. HONORIS really slowing down the clock. Lining up a bit of utility to the A bomb site. Oh, it just comes off the entries. They've got to find some entry kills.
Smokes on, flashes going over DemQ and Psycho. Incendiaries coming through. Nade ups. Bomb plant from Neo here in the Molotov back. DemQ with the M4, hoping to see something out of this one. Time is ticking. Neo and Ryko can be seen. No, the flashbang's good. They catch off the player from upper. So Heaven dead. Sensei responds. Sergey moving in alongside the player at Old Hell. Taz takes his frag. Prism going to peek in. Psycho gets stomped to a 3 versus 3. Again, time running really low for Crazy, but Prism caught out a Pop Dog as Ryko falls on site. Taz left alone in the default plant position. No idea where he is. Smoke down coming through. They catch him in the back. Someone's got to get on the defuse though. Is anyone going to get there in time? This will be down to the wire actually. I think he's got it.
Yeah.
No, he's got it. Okay.
Ooh,
well, map and match point for Crazy. HONORIS, that bomb plant will get them 1 final buy, but 4 rounds to overtime. And the way Crazy are playing right now, I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah, I really doubt it. This is going to be what's looking like another disappointing exit into some online tournaments for HONORIS. And you've got to think, you know, the morale of the players to just really getting slapped day in, day out at the moment. Really not finding a lot of success with this lineup. Yes, some of the maps are being closed, but the morale must just be so low. And you've got to think for HONORIS, it's do or die. They're up against map and series point in being eliminated here in week 3 of the Malta Vibes.
I'll just call it around. I'm not going to say anything. Orp, M4, AK's out. AWP, of course, with Stomp and Sensei. The passive presence here from HONORIS will not extend so far as Pop Dog. They are so far as the Brown Halls and the entrance there. They've got Toxic set up pretty well enough for the aggressive control. Again, his position towards upper has been very valuable to the CT setup. And a minute into this round, and so far no HONORIS players will challenge onto any of the CTs. They're just going to get back up, look for their split in. Taz could end up falling to DemQ. He's got to smoke down to the utility play to get this player out of position. And the M4's not moving till he gets a frag.
Sergus finds the opener, he finds 2 kills, and it's all down to Stomp but Taz to try and bring it back. 2 on 3, and even Toxic. He's starting to move off from B. He knows it has to be an A play.
Stomp scoped in. Taz make his way in. Toxic moves forward, as you mentioned. 30 seconds left. Not going to go so far as to extend towards Pop Dog. He'll just make sure no one rotates back to the B bomb site. But they don't pull a fake out of this one. Stomp still scoped in, still looking out towards Ivy. They will take the hell control. Psycho moves in for a flank. The bomb plant can be secured here. Psycho can deny it. Headshot, tap through. Sergis and Psycho combined. And it's 16-11 for CR4ZY, 2-0. Another last place exit for HONORIS here in Malta.